Hey fam, welcome to the week ahead energy tarot forecast, and we'll be doing our reading for January 14th to January 20th. I am Andrea, the Venusian Oracle, your holistic healing goddess. I am a tarot reader, Reiki practitioner, spiritual herbalist, and a candle maker who also reads candles. And for those who don't know, candle reading includes wick, the flame, as well as the wax. So we are in Capricorn season, and what we have right here is our Capricorn candle with the very words I use. We're going to take that into account and see what that means, but this is how we will be starting or really ending our week, because Capricorn season is almost over and it will be ending this Saturday, going into our Aquarius season. So before we dive in, I want you to ground yourself, kind of close your eyes, see how you're feeling at this moment in time. I'm going to cleanse the space and our energy. Taking a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's clear our minds of anything that's been going on, any thoughts. And just get ready for the reading. When you're ready, open your eyes. So I did light the candle earlier because I love the smell of my candles. So I'm going to light it again as we do our reading. I will be using the New York City Tarot deck. Me being from New York, I love this tarot deck. So what of course will happen is as we go throughout the year, I will be switching up decks. But for now, I'm in this space. So y'all gonna have to work with me while I'm here. Okay. So let's jump right into it. Of course, taking a nice deep breath. Nah, it's not that bad, y'all. So we're starting off with the 10 of Pentacles. So if you see, this picture is the Rockefeller Christmas tree here in New York. We've got the pentacles all throughout the tree as ornaments. And it's really giving the energy of family. It's giving the energy of that season and holidays, of us wanting to be around each other and kind of just being in that moment. But what I'm also getting from this card and the energy of the week is really focusing on our ancestors, right? How do we get to this moment? You know, how are we in this space at this time, right? The blessings that they've bestowed upon us, the blessings that they have given to us, them being at our backs, pushing us, leading us, you know, guiding us, the messages that come through. So this week with the 10 of Pentacles, it's really a time to just sit with that, you know, kind of sit in those feelings of family, what you've learned from them, you know, good, bad, or indifferent. Everything is a lesson. And what you can bring into this week that's going to help you get through. The next card we have is the Two of Wands. Right, so looking at the Two of Wands, this is definitely someone looking at that high-rise apartment. And the energy really of the Two of Wands is kind of what's your next step? What are you envisioning? Where do you want to go? What's your thought process? This is really giving me the energy of planning this week. How are you going to step out of your comfort zone? What is it that you really want? When you look ahead, what do you need to do that hustle to get to the next step? Who's going to be on your side, right? We just had a card of family, right? As you're moving towards getting that, let's say, new apartment or new career, how are you going to plan it? You know, who's going to be there for you and who's not? But what has your family done, right? Have they been the backbone for you? And if not, what have your ancestors done, right? This is really a moment of planning and envisioning your next step, but knowing who's behind you as well as knowing who's in front of you on your side. The next card we have is the Seven of Pentacles. So if you see this card, we have some pentacles, I'm going to say in the tomatoes, as well as, okay, maybe the tomatoes are apples, and some pears, and I believe we also have some pentacles right over the soup. This is definitely in the bodega, definitely giving that energy, but this is also kind of coming up of what we're manifesting, right? The Seven of Pentacles is really pulling us into that moment of what seeds have we planted, right? How are we going to look at the work that we've done, right? If we take a step back and look around us, what did we plant in 2023 that didn't get accomplished and we're bringing into 2024? How can we accomplish it? How can we go forward with it? What's really on our minds, right? I'm also feeling that from the Pentacles to the Wands, the Ten of Pentacles to the Two of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles, it's really kind of reviewing your work, especially these two cards. It's really making those plans, manifesting, but taking a step back, right? If we're going to sit here and envision what we want and what are our next steps, the Seven of Pentacles is like, okay, how are you going to get there? Make it happen. Manifesting also believes, but the idea behind manifesting is kind of speaking into the universe, right? How are we going to get there if we're not holding ourselves accountable, right? If you want to make that career move or move to the next step, say it, right? Believe it, write it down. So this has a lot of energy about planning and really deciding on what we want. This is also beautiful to go into it because we've been in an era of our waxing moon from January 11th all the way to the 17th. So you do have time to work your magic, right? Sit there and write out your desires, bring it into fruition as well as existence. And if we're going to sum up the week ahead, this is really giving us that space to see what we want, right? The space to plan, the space to manifest, the space to know that our ancestors got us, right? Know that you may have some doubts, and it's, of course, understandable, but it's also a moment to just sit with those doubts, right? Kind of step into it and know that you've got people behind you, right? Cheering you on and wanting you to accomplish those goals. And now we're going to end with our Queen of Swords, and our Queen of Swords is our weekend energy and our weekend vibes. Now, if you're looking here, this is a tattoo artist, right? She is on point. You got to make sure you get those lines straight and everything correct. But also at the same time, she's taking her time with it. Swords is about communication, right? It's our mental energy. So what I'm getting from this card is, what are your thoughts, right? Not only what are your thoughts, let's be honest about our thoughts. Let's be honest about what we want, what we're trying to accomplish. And it's okay to give constructive criticism. Like if you have a tattoo artist doing a tattoo on you, would you even want them to say, I don't think it goes in the right spot? It's all about honesty, right? Stand in that energy of the queen. You see that crown here? Stand in it. Be truthful with yourself. Let it be known how you're really feeling, but also what's your next step, right? We just went through a whole entire week of energy planning and putting out there what we want, manifesting, knowing who has our back, to the weekend energy to be like, okay, now let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. What is it we want? Now, this honesty does not mean we ignore anything that has been here. This honesty is kind of just adding some structure to it, right? Now, if you're planning it, what about writing it down? What about manifesting it? What about actually speaking it out loud? I know not everybody wants everybody in our business, so you may not want to be in a space where you're telling everybody your plans, which I totally agree with that. But at the same time, how are you going to be held accountable? So this energy of this week is really, really pouring into ourselves, our feelings, our thoughts, our energies, what we want. We got 2 pentacles, so that's about finances too, right? Manifesting and planning for our next steps. Financially, what's that gonna be, right? When we were at the 2 of Wands, it also was just like, you looking out, right? Looking out to see what's out there and how are we going to, as one would say, move on up. So this energy is really, really a good vibes coming through this week. One, to prep us, plan us ahead, and be sure with it, right? So that is our energy forecast of the week. And before we go, I want to send some Reiki through the airways, phone waves, always, byways, pathways, anytime that you are watching this forecast, just to have blessings your way. So I just want you to close your eyes as I send blessings, protection, and love your way. Here's to the week ahead. See you next week with our energy forecast.